The dot plot shows the number of minutes 30 students spent practicing a musical instrument after school on Tuesday. So we're assuming that this is the population. They're telling us this right over here. This is the population data. So there should be 30 dots here. And so, for example, 3 students spent 0 minutes practicing music on Tuesday. 4 students spent 10 minutes, and so on and so forth. Then they say Rodrigo surveyed 3 different samples of students to ask how many minutes they spent practicing a musical instrument after school on Tuesday, and made dot plots to show the results. Which sample is most representative of the population? So once again, he's taking samples of the actual population of 30 students. And you can see here there's fewer dots in this. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks in every case he took a sample of 8 of the 30. And so which one is most representative? Well, if I were to just eyeball it over here, the actual distribution looks like it's fairly symmetric, which means if I were to draw a line right around 30, it looks like we have about the same number on either side of that, on either side of this line right over here. So I like having that symmetry. I would also like to have a mean value. It looks like that mean value, and I'm just eyeballing it, would be around 30-ish. Now when I look at sample 1, it definitely looks like the distribution has more stuff to the right of 30 than the left. So this mean is actually probably going to be someplace probably in the high 40s or something. It's probably over here. And then the opposite here happens in sample 2, where this mean is probably in the teens. And neither of sample 1 or sample 2 are particularly symmetric around the mean. Sample 3, it's not exactly what we see in the population, but it does look like the mean here would be closer to the mean that we have in the population. And it does look like it has a little bit more of that symmetry, where on both sides of that mean, things are a little bit more balanced. So if I had to pick between these 3, I would definitely go with sample 3. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that Rodrigo did anything wrong in sample 1 or sample 2. There's just some chance that the 8 students he sampled just happened to be skewed in one direction or another. So when you're taking samples of populations, it's very seldom going to have the exact same properties as the population distribution that you see up here. But this is just a way of gauging whether a sample distribution is at least somewhat representative, or maybe even comparing which one is the most representative when we actually know the population. In many cases, you don't know the population, and you're actually trying to estimate it using a sample, but we don't have to go into that right now.